you. Good morning. I'm back from vacation and it was wonderful. I was ready to be back. It was a nice long vacation up in Michigan along Lake Huron, and we had a mix of weather, but plenty of really good beach weather and a lot of solitude. We kind of needed that. So happy to be back on the mat with you. I want to remind you, and I'll probably repeat this again at the end of class, that Jarrett and I are both doing on-site classes at OC in Greenville, and you have to register for that. And I know he sent out an email. And there's a nice space behind Building 11. There's a nice shady area back there for some yoga. Um, so if you're on site, check out the schedule to see who's there, and maybe you can join me in person for a live face-to-face yoga class. That would be nice. All right, let's stay in a comfortable upright seated position to begin class. Take your hands to your thighs and shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, up nice and high, and then drop them down. And as you inhale next time, shoulders up nice and high, and exhale, drop them down. One more time. Bring awareness to the shoulder blades and just a little bit of closeness towards the spine. So you open up through the front chest, through the collarbones. Eyes can be opened or closed. Let's come to the breath. Let's start with Dirga Swasam breath, 3-part breath. We'll be inhaling into the belly first, then the ribs, and then the upper chest. And as we exhale from upper chest, rib cage, and belly, just like a pitcher of water. Fill it, the inhale from the bottom to the top. You empty it, exhale from top to bottom. Let's begin. I'll talk you through a couple rounds. Inhale into the belly, ribs, upper chest. Exhale, upper chest, ribs, low belly. Keep going. If you lose your place, just begin again. Or if this feels constricting or provokes anxiety, just let your breath be in its natural state. Five more breaths this way. Inhaling into belly, rib cage, upper chest. Exhaling, upper chest, rib cage, belly. One more for me. And open the eyes if they're closed. Let the breath be in its natural state. Bring the hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra. On an inhale, spread the arms wide. And on an exhale, hands come together in front of the heart. Again, inhale, open wide. And exhale, hands come to the heart. So we're going to slowly work into a little bit of a back bend here. As you inhale, lift the heart a bit, lift the gaze, just a nice gentle back bend. And as you exhale, hands to heart, spine in neutral. Let's do 3 more, deepening the back bend if it feels right this morning. One more. And hands back home to the heart. Circle of joy. Inhale, palms face the earth. Exhale, round the spine. Now push the palms forward. Really stretch between the shoulder blades. Inhale, swoop the hands up. And exhale, hands home to heart. Two more of these. Inhale, waking up and warming up. Last one. And exhale the arms right down to the side. Keep the right hand on the mat, on the ground. Inhale, up and over with the left. Nice side stretch, and then launch up and over. Side to side. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, folding over. And again, with this nice warm up for the torso, for the spine. Deepen these stretches as your body starts to warm up and wake up. Remembering to stretch in both directions. So the sit bones are important as well, sending them down as you reach up and over with the arm. Let's do two more each side. If it feels good to hold, hold. Otherwise, breath to breath. Last round. Look up at the arms, bring the hands together, Anjali Mudra. Look at the thumbs as you exhale, draw the hands home to the heart. Let's do a simple seated twist. We're going to start to the right. So take the left hand to the right knee. Sit tall. Take the right hand somewhere behind you. You can tent your fingers or that eagle talon. As you inhale, long spine, exhale. Twist and look over the right shoulder. Breathe into the belly. And then unwind, face forward. We're going to switch the cross of the legs if you're in Sukhasana. And take the second side. Ooh, the red squirrel's running across the roof right now. Take the right hand to the outside of the left leg. Left hand goes behind you. Push down into the earth. Rise up through the crown of the head as you exhale. Turn and look over your left shoulder. Breathe into your belly. And unwind. Swing your arms out to the sides, palms up, and then swing them forward, palms up. Bend the right elbow. Now the palm faces you. I want you to take the left hand, gather all four fingers so the palm faces me. Now we're going to pull the fingers back and the wrist back and stretch the arm down. Push the shoulders out of the ears. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Push your right shoulder down and away from your ear. Breathe. And release. Second side, open the arms out, palms up. Swing them forward, palms up. Bend the left elbow, palm faces you. Now take the right hand, gather the fingers on the left, and extend that arm out long. Push the shoulders away from the ears. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Push your left shoulder downward towards your hip, towards the earth. And then release. A couple more things with the fingers and the wrists. Imagine you're an octopus swimming through the water. Or kind of hocus pocus fingers. Moving those fingers, pulling and pushing. And then bring the hands together, lace the fingers, and swing the wrists side to side. Just keep this movement in the wrist. And now front to back. And now see if you can make a figure 8, keeping that movement just in the wrists. Go the other direction. I always have trouble switching with this movement. My brain doesn't like going the other way. A little brain yoga. That's good too. And then release and shake it out. If you're on something, seated on something, remove it. Meet me in tabletop. Hands and knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. As you inhale, shift forward. And as you exhale, shift back. And deepening these movements, we'll do maybe 3 more each way. 1. Plant those hands on the mat as you set your hips back. Get long in the side body. 1 more each way. And back to neutral for some cat and cow. Starting with cow, drop the belly. Inhale, heart comes forward through the gate of the arms. The gaze goes up. Exhale, round the spine like you can. Inhale, cow. Let this movement go all up and down the spinal column. Exhale. Inhale into cow. Feel that stretch in the belly and exhale around the spine. Now combining the two from a neutral spine. As you exhale, round the spine into cat. Sit back onto the heels. Scoot forward as you inhale. Slide the heart between the hands. Rise up in cow. Keep going. Bring awareness to the spinal column, every one of those vertebrae. See if you can make sure every single vertebrae is moving through flexion and extension. Don't forget to tuck your chin as you round the spine and come into cat. Let's do 1 more each way. And back to neutral. How about a nice wide child's pose? Big toes together, knees wide. Sit back. Bring the heart to the mat. Arms out long. You can cross your hands underneath your head if you need to. Drop the forehead to the mat. And as you exhale, release, let go. Resting pose. Remind your body to rest. Wiggle the fingers, circle the wrist a little bit here. And now bring some awareness to the facial muscles. And as you exhale, release and let go of any expression on the face. And on your next inhale, rise back up into table. Draw the knees back under the hips. Wrists under shoulders, push down into the hands. We're going to walk on the fingertips to the knees, starting with the left leg out to the side for gate pose. Let your left hand slide up and down, the thigh reach up and over. I'm out of practice for mirroring, so forgive me if I'm getting my left and right wrong. We're going to fold on the exhale, soften and rise a bit on the inhale, more lateral flexion and extension. So in this shape, it's important to bring awareness to that supporting knee, reaching downward with that knee as you reach up and over with the fingertips. And then hold and breathe. And inhale the arms up, plant the hands again. Leave the leg where it is. Push down into the mat. Swing your right arm out and threading the needle behind the left. Drop the shoulder, fingertips to the ground, turn the heart to the left, and breathe. Remember, the weight is in the knee and the hip, not on the shoulder and on the neck and the head. Now plant your hand, unwind, bring your hands to the mat, and then reach back for your knee. Bring your foot forward so the knee's coming right out from the hip. On an inhale, rise up, hands to hips. Draw the front hip back, back hip forward. Feel how that scissors your thighs towards each other. Bring your hands to your heart. As you inhale, we're going to shift forward and down with the pelvis and lift the prayer. And as you exhale, come back. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Keep that engagement of the hips. Scissor the thighs. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more, I think. I lost count. Now coming back, keep the hands at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Push those palms together. Drop the shoulders out of the ears. We're going to twist this. Take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Push the hands together to turn the heart to the left. Keep the hips engaged. Keep breathing. Shoulders out of ears, reaching through the crown of the head. And then unwind. Bring your fingertips down to the mat. You can help your heel out if you need to. Coming onto the heel, we're going to, boy, I had to help my heel out there. We're going to come into a runner stretch. I haven't done this one in a while, and I'm pretty tight in the hamstrings. So extending through the heel, stick the heel to the mat, and we're going to start to sit back with the hips. You'll feel it. Squeeze the muscles of the thigh towards the bone to protect your knee. And breathe. Two more. And then as you inhale, come back to table. And let's take a wide child's pose. Taking time to compare left and right now. Bring that heart down to the mat. Notice that this is a bit of a back bend in the thoracic spine, so the rib cage spine. And that's a tough place to bring extension of the spine. So enjoy this while you're down there. Comparing left and right. Wiggle the fingers. Circle the wrist. And inhaling back to table for the second side. Up on fingertips. Walk to your knees. Stand on your knees, kneeling mountaintop. Right leg out. Or other leg if I mixed up the first one. We'll do lateral flexion and extension. Exhaling over into the fold. Inhale, soften, lift. Exhale, fold, bringing awareness to that supporting knee, reaching down with that knee as you reach up and over with the hand. Let's hold. Breathe into the left rib cage. Let the breath stretch those muscles. And then arms up and then down. Reach back for your knee. Bring it forward. Handspring the foot on an inhale, rise up, hands to hips. Right hip back, left hip wraps forward. Feel that scissoring action of the thighs. Keep that, hands to heart. As you inhale, sink forward and down with the hips, rise up with the prayer. Exhale, hands to heart. 3 more, inhale. And exhale. Keep the engagement of the hips. We're really stretching the hip flexors on the left, so keep the hips engaged. So the weight of the body isn't just dropping into those muscles. There's a little resistance for protection. 1 more. And back to heart center. Push the hands together. Drop the shoulders out of the ears. Inhale, lightness in the chest. Exhale, turn into the twist. Pushing top hand into bottom. You can make a fist with the bottom hand and stack the top hand on top. Just find a way to press the hands together, turning the heart to the right. Shoulders out of ears, hips engaged. Breathe. And then unwinding, coming onto the heel of the right leg. Working to straighten that leg, but be mindful of the hamstrings. Starting to set the hips back and down. Breathe. And even in this shape, you're drawing that front leg, that hip back, and that knee of the back leg, you're drawing forward like you're scissoring the thighs towards each other. 2 more breaths. And then come back to table. And let's do a few hip circles here before we move on. These can be a little wider than hips if that feels right. Do several one direction, and then several the other. And back to table. Push the hands down into the mat. Tuck your toes. Let's lift up into a downward facing dog. But a nice playful down dog. So once you're up here, move, wiggle, pedal the heels up and down, explore sensation. And notice any differences left and right. Maybe one side a little tighter than the other, maybe not. Now plant your feet hip distance apart. Spread your toes nice and wide. Bend your knees a lot. Lay your belly and your chest on your thighs. As you inhale, lift those sit bones straight up and reach down with the heels. Bring some awareness to the hands now, making sure you're pressing into the base of the index finger, base of the thumb, and those fingers are spread wide. Grip the fingertips to the mat. Feel that lift the palm of the hands. That helps to support the wrist. About 3 more breaths here. Now staying in down dog, walk the feet wide and step forward about the length of your foot on each side. So we're going to shorten our down dog. And if the feet didn't come flat to the mat before we walked forward, they may be flat or at least flatter now. Take the left hand under the body, reach across to the outside of the right shin, grab the shin and pull, twist. Twist your dog. And unwind, second side. Right hand under the body reaches to the outside of the left shin, pull and twist. And unwind. Bend your knees a lot. Walk your hands to your feet. We're going to rise up in a high squat. Bring the forearms to lightly touch the thighs. Fingertips lightly touch each other. Reach to the crown of the head. Push the shoulders away from the ears. And at the same time, we're pushing the hips back. So axial extension of the spine. Pull the feet away from each other. Feel the hips engage. And hold this. And breathe. Stretching our hamstrings a little more, reach down and place the hands behind the calf muscles. As you inhale, send the sit bones straight up, let the head dangle, and then exhale, soften into the knees, let the hips drop. 3 more, inhale, lift the sit bones, work to straighten the legs, exhale, soften. Last 2. Last 1.
The fingertips come to the mat. We're going to walk back to that short down dog. And work until you can straighten the legs. Now we're going to take that same twist underneath the body with the arm. But this time you have the option of, I'm going to take left hand under the body to the right foot, lifting my right foot like I have a high heel on. Reach to the outside of the foot, and then push the heel down, deepening the twist. Or you can take the shin again. And then unwind, second side. Right hand under the body, lift the heel of the left foot like you have a high heel on. Grab the outside of the foot, push the heel down and twist. And unwind. Walk your feet down under your hips. We're going to shift forward into plank. Wiggle those feet back if you need to. Let's hold plank for 5 breaths. Pressing into the base of the index finger, base of the thumb. Still gripping the mat with the finger pads. So the parts of the fingers that are underneath the fingernails, like that little gecko lizard. 2 more. Now float your knees down and then come to your belly. Let's find crocodile. Heart comes to the mat. Cross the forearms under the forehead. Separate the legs wide, left and right. Forehead comes down. And again, a resting pose. So let the breath encourage the body to relax and let go. And bring the feet together. Place the tops of the feet and all 10 toes down onto the mat. Push down on the tops of the feet. Push down on the pubic bone. So like a little mini crunch. Drawing the pubic bone towards the low ribs. Take the hands right next to the armpits. Let's do 5 rolling baby cobra. On the inhale, first start by pulling the hands towards the hips. Feel that shift the heart forward and then lift with that. The gaze comes up last, and as you exhale, come back down. Let's do 4 more. Unfurling the head last. I've got 2 more to go. Last one. This last one will hold. So lift up. Lift your hands. Float them away from the mat. Roll your hips, your outer thighs out and down towards the mat. Draw your navel back towards your spine and a little lift of your navel up towards the ribs. Like a little airbag for the low back. And exhale, bring the forehead down, plant the hands, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Wiggle here again if you like. And then settle into stillness. Let's hold for 5 breaths. I always like to bend the knees a lot, press the belly down, inhale, lift the sit bones straight up, reach down with the heels. And breathe. Keeping the feet hip distance apart, let's once again walk the hands to the feet. Bend the knees a lot. We'll end up in a bent knee forward fold. Grab opposite elbows with your hands. Let your head hang. Let the arms hang. Like you've got bowling balls hanging from your elbows. Pulling the feet away from each other will support the lumbar spine, the low back. And then let that spine dangle. The weight of the head is just pulling and cascading the spine, and the shoulders are heavy. Now sway a bit side to side. And drop the hands like elephant trunks. Keep your knees bent a lot for this. Let the arms just hang. You're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Knees bent. Pull the feet away from each other. Support the back. As you come up to a neutral spine, the arms are still heavy. We're going to take this into a back bend. The heart reaches up. Look out. Let the arms swing back. And then back up to neutral. Now bring your hands in front of you, spread your fingers, and then turn the palms to face you. This is Garunda Mudra, so Garundasana is eagle. We're going to link the thumbs, so it's like you've got wings and feathers here. You're going to bring that in front of the heart. So instead of Anjali Mudra, we're doing Garunda Mudra. Shoulders are away from the ears. Then lift that mudra and turn the palms to face me. Come into a back bend, dropping the elbows down towards your hips. As the inhale begins, reach up with the arms again. Bring the hands together in Anjali Mudra. Exhale the hands home to the heart. Let's do that again. Eagle Mudra, like an eagle in front of the heart. Lift it up. Turn the palms. Exhale, open into a back bend. Inhale, arms above you, Anjali Mudra. Exhale, bring the hands home to the heart. Let's do two more. You can deepen that back bend every time. Last one. Back bends are energizing, so I'm waking you up for your day. Exhale the hands home to the heart. And bring your arms to your sides and step it out a little. Let's do a little balance while we're here. Shifting the weight to the right leg. Bring the arms out. Lift the left knee. And we're going to open into a number 4 hip stretch. Keeping the left foot flexed. Open that knee out. So you're pushing it out and down. You can stay here with the arms wide or bring your hands to heart. And you can stay here or work to fold forward. There's a lot of ways to fold forward. You can just bow forward, or you can try to hook your elbows in front of your shin. You can even bring the fingertips down towards the mat for some stability. I like to bring my fingertips down to get me a little deeper. And then once I found my balance, my center, bring my hands back to heart, elbows in front of the shin. Inhale, rise up. Now we're going to swing that leg behind you, coming to the outer, the pinky toe edge of that foot. Swing your arms up. I'm going to take my left wrist in my right hand, pull up and fold over to the right. Dancing Krishna. Squeezing the muscles of the thigh towards the bone, both legs. And then inhale up. And find that Eagle Mudra again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, Anjali Mudra overhead. Exhale, hands home to the heart. Second side, weight to the left leg. Right knee comes up, flex the foot. Number 4. Hands to heart. And find your fold, temple dancer. Feel the wobbliness in that supporting ankle. And be grateful for that as I topple over here on this side. Balance differs a lot for me, left and right. And then rising up. Swing that leg behind you, pinky toe edge. Squeeze the muscles of the thighs towards the bone. Arms overhead, taking the right wrist and the left hand up and over. Dancing Krishna. And then unwind. Hands to heart, finding Eagle Mudra. Inhale up. And exhale, back bend. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart, forward fold. Bring your fingertips either to your shins or maybe even to the mat. We're kind of warmed up now. As you inhale, lift halfway up. Think axial extension though, so you're pushing the hips back and at the same time, shoulders away from ears and you're shooting the crown of the head forward. And then fold. Walk forward into plank. Keeping the hips in line with the shoulders. Push into those hands. Grip the mat with the fingertips. Shifting the weight to the inner wrist. 5 more breaths. Next inhale, lift the sit bones straight up, downward facing dog. Right leg back and up, 3-legged dog. Drop the heel towards the bottom, stack the hips. Don't let the shoulders stack though, so you have to really concentrate on reaching, especially through the right arm. And keep the knee bent, square the pelvis with the mat. We're going to shift forward into a 3-legged plank, drawing the right knee to the right elbow. And then back up, 3-legged dog. Shift forward, 3-legged plank. 3-legged dog. This time we're going to step it forward. So the right foot comes between the hands. Look at the back foot. Hop it a little closer to you and then drop the heel inward, getting ready for warrior 1. On an inhale, rise up. Bring your hands to your hips. Front hip back, back hip forward. Look at the knee in the front. Make sure it's over the ankle and you can see your toes. Back leg. Reach to the pinky toe edge. Hands to heart. Let's find Eagle Mudra. Lift it. And then come into a back bend here. And hold. Modified exalted warrior. I bring the hands up, back into Anjali Mudra. Exhale the hands to the heart. We're going to push the hands back like we're flying. Push the hands back. Come on to the ball of the foot in the back. Start hopping forward and balance on the right leg, coming into warrior 3. Virabhadrasana 3. And then dismount into warrior 1. So drop the heel inward. And heart. Exhale, hands find the mat. Bring the feet stepping back into plank. Come to the mat. Let's do 5 rolling cobra. So you can come up a little higher if you like, a little beyond baby cobra. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Or more. Two more for me. Remember, this is a back bend. Feel for that. Last one. And as you come down, let's find crocodile. Take a rest and compare left and right sides. When you put your forehead down, roll it from side to side like you're shaking your head no, ironing out all the wrinkles. If it were that easy, huh? Then come to stillness, bending the knees, windshield wiper to shins, side to side. And release the shins down. And explore the body for sensation. Now bring the feet together, tuck the toes, hands by armpits, downward facing dog. Left leg back and up. Drop the heel towards your bottom, stack the hips. Don't let the shoulders twist. Now you have to concentrate on reaching through the left arm. Bring some awareness to the hands again, all those little tweaks we can do to protect the wrist. Now square the hips to the mat, shift forward with that bent knee coming towards the left shoulder or left elbow, and then back up to three-legged dog. One more. This time we're going to step it through. Bring the foot between the hands and the back foot. Hop forward, one little hop. Drop the heel inward. Rise up, warrior one. Hands to hips. Front hip back. Back hip wraps forward. And don't let that drop you to the inside of the foot. Keep that pressure to the outside, the pinky toe edge, and feel how that lifts you out of your knee. Squeeze the muscles of the thighs to the bone. Bring your hands to heart. Check your knee. Knee over ankle, and you can see your toes. Don't let the knee drop inward or outward. Find Eagle Mudra. Inhale, raise it up. Exhale, find that back bend. Let the weight of the arms open up the front chest, the pectoralis muscles. Keep the shoulders out of the ears. And even in this back bend, gazing up, reach to the crown of the head to keep space between the cervical vertebrae. Reach up, bring hands together. Exhale the hands home to the heart. We're going to come into that flying posture, coming onto the ball of the foot in the back, and then hopping forward, finding warrior three. Virabhadrasana 3. And then the dismount is warrior one, hands to heart, and folding forward. Come into table, big toes together, knees wide, nice wide child's pose. Or happy puppy here is good too. See how deeply you can bring that extension to the thoracic spine now. You may even tuck your chin down to the mat. And pressing up into table, crossing the ankles and sitting back over the ankles for our seated postures today. We'll start in Dandasana. Extend the legs long. Take the hands behind you, lean back. Elbows bend but point behind you. Now push down into the mat and feel that weight come away from the pelvis. Come up onto the sit bones, trying to keep that lightness, trying to keep that spaciousness. Flex the feet. Hold here. Dandasana. If you have tight hamstrings like I do, feel free to have a bend in the legs. And then as you exhale, fold forward, paying attention to the low back. And I go little bits at a time and try to straighten my legs a little. So this is a hamstring stretch. But it's easy to take this into the low back, and that's not where we want it. Strap here is good too. I just didn't bring a strap up. Great. Paschimottanasana. Hear the train. Inhale up. Draw the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Adjust as you need to on the sit bones
working the flesh away from the sit bones, taking the ankles. Pull on the ankles. Let that bring your pelvis into an anterior tilt, so tilting your pelvis forward. Open through the front chest. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. And again, axial extension, reaching through the crown of the head. And at the same time, dropping that tailbone like it's very heavy, like there's a big tail back there. And then as you exhale, folding forward at the hip creases, the spine stays neutral. So the neutrality of the spine will tell you when you've gone far enough. If you feel the spine want to round, then don't go that deep. And if you come forward and the forearms rest easily on the shins, we can use that to our advantage. So we're going to let the weight of the forearms press into the shins, but we're going to resist with the shins. And it's just a little give and take, pushing and resisting, opening up the hips a little deeper. And then in this shape, I do like to just round the spine and let it go. If that feels good for you, feel free. Let the head hang. And bring fingertips to the mat, work your way back up. Draw your left heel towards your pubic bone. Open the right leg out to the right. Nice and wide with the knee, nice and wide with the leg. If you're really up here with the leg, you can tuck something underneath your leg like a blanket or a block or a cushion from your sofa. Keep the feet flexed. We're going to do a lateral bend. So bring your right forearm either to the top of the leg or you can bring it along the inside. If you have a block, you can lay it on the block. Swing your left arm up and over again, bringing awareness to the sit bone. So it's easy to just rise up out of the sit bone. Stretch downward with the sit bone, up and over with the fingertips. Breathe. And inhale up. Bring left forearm to your knee. Reach out and over with the right arm. Now this time the sit bone will come up, but keep reaching back and down with it. Keep those muscles engaged, even though the sit bone lifts. And inhale up. This time we're going to turn towards that leg. And it's a bit of a twist. We're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right leg and fold forward here. And up. Second side, left leg out long, right heel towards pubic bone. Keep the knee wide. Adjust on the sit bones as you need to. Keep the feet flexed. Lateral flexion and extension. Be present in the sensation and then deepen that as it feels right in your body. And inhale up, forearm to knee, reach out and over with the left fingers. Remembering to reach back and down with the left sit bone, even though it may be floating. And rise up. We're going to turn towards that knee and reach right hand to the outside of the shin and pull. And rise up. Come back to Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. And if you can deepen this by shifting the hips forward, feel free. Hips should be nice and open now, so you decide how close you want to get. Sit tall and fold. As you rise up, take the right hand behind you, and you can reach behind you a bit. Lift the left knee, stack it on top of the right, coming into a sage twist. Turn and look over the right shoulder. Let's move back into Baddha Konasana and fold forward into that one more time. And rising up, second side, left hand behind you because we're going to lean a little with this. Take the right knee on top of the left as you twist and look over your left shoulder. and open up. Go ahead and lie down. We're going to do a couple things on the back, and then we'll have a nice long shavasana. So lying down on the back, keep the knees bent, and walk your feet wide, left and right edges. Let the knees come together and the arms wide. This is constructive rest. Take a moment just to notice. I'm going to notice the clouds right now. They look really pretty. But bring awareness to how the body feels now, and maybe bring some memory of how your body felt as we started this morning. And compare those two things. You notice anything that's different, maybe things that are similar. Now keep the left leg long and draw the right knee into the chest. Gather the knee with the hand. Flex both feet and hold here. Really pull that thigh down into the belly. Do some circles with your right ankle. One way and then the other. Now gather the knee, the right knee in the right hand. We're going to open out the left arm onto the mat, onto the floor. Opening the knee to the right, take the gaze to the left. Back to center, switch hands, and the right arm goes out onto the floor to the mat. Draw the right knee across the body, nice and slow, so you can feel that stretch, kind of ripple through the glute. Take the gaze to the right hand now. And back to center. Now we're going to come into half happy baby. You can take your hand behind your knee to your shin or to the inside of your foot, drawing the knee down towards the mat. You take your left hand to the top of the thigh, reminding that part of the body, the low back, the thigh to stay put. Open up into Ardha. I don't know what happy baby's called in Sanskrit, so half of a happy baby. And then release, take the second side. So now right leg is out long, left knee in. Draw it in tight to the belly. Do some circles through the left ankle. Move the toes. And then opening the knee out to the left, the gaze goes to the right. And drawing the knee across the body. And the gaze goes to the left. And coming back to center, half happy baby on this side. You take the right hand to the right thigh, reminding the low back and the thigh to stay put. Now coming into full happy baby, both legs up. Now as the hands are on the feet, if that's where your hands are, push the toes outward. External rotation of the feet and the shins to line those bones up in the knee. And then we can play here a little bit, rolling from side to side, straightening and bending the legs. Now bring the soles of the feet together. So flying Baddha Konasana. Take the ankles, pull them towards you, and push your forearms into your shins, just like we did when we were seated. Opening up through the hips. And then find your way into your shape for relaxation. I'm going to sit up. You stay down. Settle in, do any last minute movements that your body might be craving. And as you're finding stillness, pause and explore for sensation in the body and make any last minute changes that might make you even 5% more comfortable. Just do a little moving. Maybe you're tucking the shoulder blades a little further under the back. Maybe a little more openness in the shoulders and the hips. If legs long bothers your back, bend the knees, come back to that constructive rest. And then invite your ears to explore around you for sounds. Don't linger on any one sound. Don't even take the time to identify it. Just notice it and then jump on to another sound, going deeper and deeper around you for sound. Now invite the ears to go inward, drawing the sense of hearing inside you to sounds that only you can hear, perhaps your breath, maybe the beat of your heart, maybe your belly's gurgling and you can hear that. What do you hear? Now hear everything at once. Just hear it all. Take in that symphony of sound. And notice the places on your body that your clothing is touching. As you're noticing the body, start to move the body, moving slowly in small ways and letting that movement expand, letting the breath deepen. Taking one more inhale and a good morning stretch. Exhaling the knees to the chest, squeezing those knees tight, maybe even drawing the chin to the chest and bringing the nose up towards the knees. Rocking from elbow to elbow, find your way to your right side. Pausing to give your eyes a couple of blinks, open and closed. And then press yourself up to a seated position back where we started. And the days are getting shorter. The days are numbered that we can start our day out here. I was a little worried as I was setting up. It was pretty dark. We've got a few more weeks, I think, but it goes fast. And again, we are teaching some classes on site, so check for that. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little hummingbird here. That's fun. It's nice to see people in person again. So I hope to see you there if you're able to come. If not, I'm going to continue to teach these Friday morning classes online and then archive them on my channel. Let's reach up one more time. Gather what you need between your hands. And as you exhale, draw your hands to the heart. May you have peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, peaceful heart, and a peaceful world. Namaste. It was good to kind of see you again. See you next week.